It's simple. I love it. Having you
Greetings and
near.
salutations, everyone. Here is Andrew Robinson, intermittent brother, all the way
Our
from Switzerland.
conversations.
And I'm reaching out to all my brothers and sisters on the African
You
continent.
smile.
You're tuning into
And I smile. And I
Black on Fire Radio, and you're listening to
oh,
the Pan
this
African
can be
Bliss Show
personal.
with your host, none other than Joe
And stay
Andrew Robinson.
warm.
Enough respect,
And
love,
play.
and justice for all.
Girl, let's make this a moment. Oh, giving you the best of me. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, having you close to me. Amazing. Outrageous. Give your best to me. Oh, good morning. Good morning. It's breakfast. Lost track of time, but we had a ball. Let's catch a movie. A movie. Then dinner. Tonight's the night. Just unwind and stay. Yeah. Let's stay personal, personal, personal. Let's stay for a while. Hey, such a beautiful moment. Oh, giving you the best of me. Ooh, amazing, amazing. Oh, having you close to me, having you close to me. Amazing, amazing, outrageous. Yeah, the best of me. Giving you the best of me, giving you the best of me. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, having you close to me, having you close to me. Amazing, amazing, outrageous. Give you the best of me.
Yeah, good morning. This is the afternoon show right here on the 254. But anyway, good afternoon, Karibuni Sana Grand Rising to everyone listening to me on YouTube, Big Shoot on Rumble, on the radio station. Good afternoon, all the way from the 254, wherever this is catching you live from. 12 minutes past 2 p.m. right here in Kenya. A good, beautiful Friday, actually. Very calm weather, but I don't know where you're listening to me from. Shout out to Reese. Thank you so much for the gift on TikTok. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Hope the week has been fantastic to you, and hope you're ready for the weekend, Manze. But of course, to everyone who's also live on YouTube and Rumble, Karibuni Sana once again. My name is Joby. Welcome to the Pan African Bliss Show. Yet another beautiful episode where we get to discuss matters affecting Africa and the Africans themselves within the continent. And of course, today's discussion, we shall be talking about the definition of an African leader. There's something we shared during this week, and I remember there's someone who talked about what African leaders lack and what they don't like hearing. We're talking about inclusivity, responsibility, and accountability. We saw the Kenya pipeline was sold, literally privatized, and this is actually a big problem, of course, to the 254. We discussed it. Privatization of public assets. This is not going to lead the country in a good way. But along that, I'll be literally sharing a video where we're discussing about the assassination of Ibrahim Traore, because this is the man, literally the attempts they have been trying as much as they can to get rid of him, and they're not giving up anytime soon. Ibrahim Traore is one of the few leaders and one of the leader who has actually done what a definition of a leader should be. We're talking about inclusivity, responsibility, and accountability, where he's been held accountable for what happens in the country by ensuring, number one, he creates a strong military base, which majority of the African people lack, because every time we have this insecurity, Al Shabaabs and everything, this is the US actually backing up all these wars in the African countries. But the fact that they have the ability to do this because we don't have a strong military base. Africa, we failed to build strong military bases. And if you look at the Alliance Sahel state, which consists of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, they've been the only people who have been able to do this and pull this. So I have a video literally explaining his leadership and how he's been able to stand up fearlessly, literally, saying he's not scared of the European powers because we've seen consistently they keep on threatening him. We're seeing France collapsing right now since they were kicked out of the West Africa. So generally, it explains a lot about who we are as a continent and who they really are. So Karibuni Sana, those are our topic for the day. And of course, along that, we shall be discussing a little bit a video coming from Lynn Gogi talking about the same speeches that were given by the African leaders and calling them useless because they're useless. Nobody spoke about, apart from Felix Kedi, who also did nothing for the country apart from just begging. We saw him saying that you need to recognize what is happening in DRC Congo. Recognize? What do you mean recognize? The rest of the world is recognizing Palestine, however you want to pronounce it. But how comes we can't recognize just Sudan? We can't recognize Congo. We can't recognize what is happening in these other African countries. We have to go beg again because we failed to create strong military bases. We have to go beg outside so that we can be recognized and our problems can be solved by the same people creating the problems. It sounds so crazy. But before we get into it, a quick reminder, as usual, to download our app on the Google Play Store. Blackout Fire Network is the name in case you are on TikTok for the first time. Karibu Sana. Hope you're doing amazing one more time. If you're on the radio, if you are on YouTube, Rumble Beach, should kindly hit the like button and of course subscribe, and remember to go to the Google Play Store, download our app. You can get yourself amazing merchandise. We're talking about terms of our t-shirts, hoodies, mugs. We have handbags for your side chick, for your wife, whatever you'd literally like, anything you'd literally like, and in all sizes and different colors. But apart from that, we love saying your health is your wealth. And I'd love to share some amazing organic supplements you can get on the Black Fire Network store, and of course on the likes of Brain and Focus Formula, because we're pouring our brains right here. I love putting people on what the Brain and Focus Formula can do. In case uko na shida za kufikiria, hapa ndipo penyewe.
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus.
Oh no, what happened?
Unlock your full potential with Brain and Focus, a powerful supplement designed to boost mental clarity, enhance memory, and sharpen concentration. Made from a blend of scientifically proven ingredients like ginkgo biloba, omega-3, and essential vitamins, Brain and Focus is crafted to fuel your mind. Our process ensures maximum potency and effectiveness, delivering the perfect balance of brain-boosting nutrients. Take just one capsule daily, as prescribed by your healthcare provider, and feel the difference. Whether it's powering through your workday or staying sharp in life's challenges, Brain and Focus keeps you at the top of your game. Stay sharp, stay focused, and stay ahead with Brain and Focus. Brain and Focus, fuel your mind, achieve more. Go get this product at blackhotfirenetwork.com at the Sports and Nutrition Store.
Yes, it's a very affordable price. Karibuni Sana once again. Good morning, Keith. How are you doing?
What's poppin', shorty?
I'm good. My name is Joby. I'm
What's
good. How are you doing?
poppin', shorty, Joby?
I'm good. I'm easy. I'm easy. That's all I can say. But anyway, Karibu Sana. Today's
Son,
conversation, like I said, we shall be talking about two, three actually terms that most of the African leaders escape. And I think I picked this from one of the videos we were sharing regarding when we saw the Kenya pipeline being privatized, talking about the public assets, how they are being privatized, how this is, of course, a problem to our economies and to our countries. And there are three terms that one of the guys mentioned, which, of course, is what Ibrahim Traore is doing and why they keep on trying to assassinate him. And they've been trying now using Ghana and other countries, their borders, to get into these countries because they are doing what, again, for so long they've been telling Africans it's so impossible. And we're talking about the definitions of an African leader: inclusivity, which actually are carried by three words heavily before we get into the rest: inclusivity, responsibility, and accountability. If you look at the three terms, they don't like doing none of that. They don't like including people in the decision makings. This is how we see the global agendas are actually just taking taking place without, because the people's voice are not supposed to be heard, and it doesn't matter. As much as they keep on saying that there is, according to democracy, there's public participation that is allowed. There's never public participation, which is literally part of inclusivity, including the people in every decision you're making as a leader, and making people understand the way forward. Responsibility. They're not responsible. Look at our resources out there being looted. Going to the United Nations to beg for recognition about those who are stealing your resources. You sound dumb. You go tell the same person, your thief, the person stealing in your country or your house, hey, come and recognize that there's a thief in my house. You sound dumb. You're not responsible, number one, of taking care of your own country. You go beg for other people to take responsibility of what you should be doing. Accountability. Look at the borrowing of funds again. That is one of the things. When you talk about borrowing of funds, they can't even clearly give uh, real audits, literally legit audits of how you're spending our funds. We're talking about billions of money being pocketed, and we can't be told where these funds are going. Look at Kenya, 3.7 billion Kenyan shillings lost on ghost schools and students. Where is this money? Oh, the balloon stomach is growing, they're getting comfortable. So, yeah, we shall be talking about that generally, looking at how Ibrahim Traore has stood up fearlessly again, because this is the courage again comes with fear, and knowledge also literally makes you lose fear. And that is what Ibrahim Traore has done. Like I said, he strategized, understood the system is dealing with, not practicing what Patrice Lumumba did. You have to be careful of the people around you. You no cooperation here. We do it ourselves. We want you out. And this is why you see France is literally crawling on its knees right now. So that is what we want to talk about generally. So I have this video that I want to start with. Bashar, to everyone with us on TikTok, feel free to engage, or if you want to join the conversation, let me know.
They have tried coups, they have plotted assassinations, yet Burkina Faso's Ibrahim Traore remains untouchable.
I'm not afraid.
In just a few years, he has faced more attempts on his life than any other African leader today.
Of course, the other leaders are begging for, recognition. So how do you expect them to be a threat to people? You're going to beg to your enemy for recognition of what? What they are doing? They know what they are doing in your country. So what you?
Well,
But anyway,
that's what that's what that's what his prime minister said at the UN, that this is all a scam. You've been trying to murder us. You murdered all these African leaders. The idea that this body, and glad he said this is going to be as bad as the funk. They tried to do this before, Joey, before they made the UN. It's another one called the League of Nations. It failed because it was phony. It's what the Jays do to take over the world. Have everybody sign up, and it's all just a way of stealing other people's resources, and you be caught in their big club. It's the same way he was asking, even Torre was asked about the UN and the AU. He said, "Is it time for you to leave the AU?" The reporters asked them, he said, we're just trying to be respectful. That's Africans again. Always got to be respectful. I don't understand it, but we're just trying to be respectful and see what they, why they banned us. Well, you know why they banned you, because you took over the country. You're not bowing down to white people. You already know. Stop being crazy. So, he said, well, we supposed to got the president from Burundi coming to see us. He hasn't showed up, but we're going to be respectful. But yeah, the AU doesn't serve any purpose. He's honest. Doesn't serve any purpose. He's right. AU's created by white people. Because it's African Union, it don't have to do with Africa. We go ahead, Joe.
Okay.
He's expected him to fall, like Thomas Sankara before him. Instead, Traore has outmaneuvered generals.
He had strategy. He studied all this. That's what he was talking about in the interview. He said, how can we keep you alive? He said, we understood what happened with Lumumba, Thomas and Carter. We understand they're going to come to kill us. He said, we understand that all our leaders around us are all puppets. These puppet Negroes who sell out and betray their people. They said, that's what he told you about Senegal. He mentioned Senegal purposely. He mentioned Cote d'Ivoire. He told you about all the puppets. They're going to line up and have bases of our enemies to try to invade us. He said, you're like Joby said, strategy. You're supposed to already expect that. So you should already be ready to expect that. If you're gonna because you're in a system that doesn't benefit African people, right? It's a system to keep African people poor as other people loot and
Yes.
pillage the resources.
Yes.
Oh, who,
Okay.
who's that?
You want to guest? Karibu sana. Feel free
Oh,
to just sit
oh,
there.
okay, Santi Sana. So it's always
Sorry.
it's always about them stealing from Africa. Europe has always been poor. It's always been impoverished. The lies that have been told. So without Africa, Europe goes back into poverty. That's what they're trying to stop. So Africa has been put in a permanent poverty situation. And since African people are kind and loving, you've had other people come in and dominate, take over. It sound like just like what's going on in Nigeria right now. Sad enough, you've been given all these fake, goofy religions. Now you have a black Christian that will support a white Christian that is African Muslim but ally. You have an African Muslim who will support his racist Muslim oppressor more than what his black African Christian because the religions also keep you divided, as even Tori said. That these are facts. So until you clear the African's mind and understand that the fight is for your resources, that's why they're there. No one's there to be your friend, to be your buddy. Sadly enough, so that's why they keep trying to murder him. Like you said, I can recoup your life. He knows that they know. How many times they tried to murder him now? 30 times, and each time they stopped it 30 times. So he like I told you, who's put the terrorists in the country? He's the only one being honest. Oh, it's the imperialists. It's the white people. They put these fake terrorist groups. Like I told you, I told you guys years ago. We be in the military. Tell us who created Al Qaeda, ISIS, Al Shabaab, Boko Haram. Oh, Britain, England, America, France, Germany. That's their shit. Really, Mossad too. So these are their fake organizations because ain't funny. No one has a job. No one has any businesses. So how are these terrorists getting funded? How are they getting
Exactly.
out? How are they getting these expensive weapons, Joby?
Exactly, because actually, what we can say about Ghana and Nigeria working together to invade the Alliance Sahel state, there's a video that was circulating during the weekend where some bandits with the motorbikes. Number one, motorbike. Why are you getting motorbikes?
Exactly.
Because
Where they coming
again,
from?
yeah, as much
They not be made in Africa. So where you getting them from?
as much as many youths, that is one of the businesses that majority of the youths have ventured into because of lack of opportunities in the system. It
Of
takes you
course.
time for you to save up to get a motorbike. Trust me,
Of course, Joby.
it's a big deal for you to
But what
have acquire a motorbike, before you get into the stage of a car, because that gives you money. So not many youths in a very poor country, looking at how Nigeria is managed, why are you getting the motorbikes?
shouldn't
Majority
be
of you are
poor.
in poverty,
Exactly. Exactly.
so
They shouldn't be
and
poor. But like
and
exactly. But like you said, Jim. I'm sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Like even Torre said, honestly, he said, but why are they doing this? So they've been doing this because if we start taking our resources and making manufacturing plants, their people are jobless then, Joby. So they
mhm,
won't have any jobs, any more positions. Just like you. That's Jim. I thought that was Jim Mosquito from Britain. What's going on, Jim? But anyway, just like you said, where they getting their motorcycles, Joe, and the money to buy them, and how all these terrorists got motorcycles, but the weapons they have, the weapons are high. Those weapons are high state of art. As he said, I didn't even know this. This is how shameful this is. When he said that his army, they didn't even have weapons, Joe. They're out there fighting terrorists who have weapons because they're sponsored by the people that came and robbed Africa. They almost got the good have the good weapons, but the Bikini Faso army, Joe, didn't have weapons. I was like, what? They didn't have weapons? He said, that's why we got to make our own weapons. They didn't have weapons. I didn't even know. Like, this is great. So France is all these years supposed to be helping them fight these terrorists, even though they're the ones bringing the terrorists in. But they never gave them weapons. What?
crazy,
It's crazy.
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 Gun runners and locked foreign powers out of his army.
This is why it has become extremely hard to kill him. Number one, he has built a homegrown army.
Du Kung Fu,
Exactly.
configuration du statut.
You don't like he said, we don't allow no foreigners in our army. We don't hear from any white people come tell us shit about how to do anything. Say when they learn to build an army, we're gonna build one. Only people within us. And that's right. You don't have no outside, you better learn that. I'm gonna bring everybody in, that my friend. Nah. You told you no. We shut all that shit out. People ask, can we come learn? Can we come? No. He said no. The answer is no. Because that's how you get infiltrated. Go ahead, Joe.
Technique de
Traore has made his army impenetrable by cutting foreign influence out of its ranks. The most critical factor in his survival is his deep, deliberate overhaul of the Burkinabe military training apparatus. His logic is piercingly clear. To avoid having moles that might end up turning against him in his army, he has completely abolished foreign military instructions.
That's right, all of it.
Mr. President, you just said it. We're talking about the security and defense of Burkina Faso. Let's talk about your personal security. You just mentioned it a moment ago. The pressure is enormous. It's intense. The danger comes from everywhere. Mr. President, just in 2025, there have been several coup attempts that were foiled.
Exactly
Mr. President, do you ever feel afraid?
Thank you. I think that's the only strength I have. I'm not afraid.
Pause that, Joby. I want you to look at, pause that. As an anthropologist, guys, as an anthropologist, I want you guys to look back. I tell you all my trips in Africa, me being outside the Africa, I want you to look at the anthropology. See the kind and loving nature he has? This is Africa. I don't know why they don't think that, I don't know why they give it all this tribal shit. You're the same people. Like Joe, the kind and love. That's one thing I knew when I first got to Africa. And I must have been like a white guy coming, like almost like a citizen. I was thinking the same thing. These motherfuckers are all loving and kind. This is crazy. That's what I thought. They always say, thank you very much. And I always tell people when they come to Kenya to the studio, speak up. African people are mostly soft-spoken and kind, like thank you. You know, if he was in Kenya, he would say thank you, Tebusana. But but see how kind, and that's dangerous. It's been a danger. See how kind, and you see his humanity. You see it. I see it. Joby might, because Joby's the same person. She don't see it like the way I see it, coming from the outside. I see it. Like when I seen the Job, I seen it overwhelming every app. I see overwhelmingly. I'm in South Africa. I see them. I was in Nigeria. I see it instantly. Like us being a Black American, we're more aggressive because we were underneath these wicked motherfuckers for so many years, getting raped, beaten, murdered. So we sadly taken on. We lost a lot of the kindness. We're not as Busana. Thank you. Go ahead, Joe.
Because I trust all of you. That's the first thing. You have to trust the people, because it's the people who entrusted us with this mission. And I trust the people, that they will understand. And that's why we don't hesitate to stand before the people to explain the situation to them and tell them what's going on. And that helps maintain a very good relationship. That's the first thing. The second thing, as I said, is that there was a mindset that needed to be developed within our own forces. That's very important. Now, with this mindset, people understand why they're fighting. If you look back a few years, many officers on the ground, they know why they're fighting. But if we know why we're fighting, who we're up against, and why there's this pressure, people understand better. And that's why we immediately created the Institute, the higher military school, so that we could train our own soldiers ourselves. And the masters, that's what we want in their minds. Remember one thing, if you let your forces be trained by other powers, they put into their heads whatever they want.
Gone are the days when the country's military was trained and, by his account, indoctrinated by French or other foreign powers. Traore has forcefully insisted that security is an African affair, leading to the creation of a military school staffed purely by Burkinabe generals, including himself.
You are in the plane, inside the plane, and everything there is to do, as I was saying, until you get out of the plane. So it's them who instruct here, not an instructor.
He has personally
No
trained
white
some of the
people. That's
current
over.
officers.
Ben did that. That's out. That's out. That's out. Africa's never
Thus
been poor. So why are the people poor?
Exactly.
As the
creating
inventory
a
goes,
deep,
we're not poor. We've never been poor. We've been lied to. We've been taken over by other people. But Africa's never been a poor continent ever, or people wouldn't be here. Go ahead, Joe.
almost familial loyalty that makes external infiltration an almost impossible task.
Difficult. That's
They
right.
indoctrinate them however they want, and it's easier to manipulate them. Here in Burkina, that's actually what bothers a lot of imperialist powers. They can't infiltrate our army. All these fighters, all these men who are here, none of them were trained by outsiders. We are built on our own field experience, and we trained them ourselves. I personally took part in training some of the forces at the very beginning.
Now, when I
So,
mention that, people just
that's
get
already-
mad. People just get mad. I'm not gonna say no names, Big E. I tell you, you gotta cut off that bullshit. And that's what he did. You got, like Joby said, that strategy. You had to know, okay, this how these other people fail. Oh, we all gonna be friends and nope. Not all gonna be friends. Nope, because you haven't been friendly towards us. So I gotta cut it off. I gotta have only my people educated and trained by my people only. Period. So we can be friends after I get your ass out of here and get all my resources back, and we can be your friend once I got everything built. Then I can be your buddy. But you showed me I can't be your buddy because you've been robbing and stealing from me for the last 500 years.
She looked at she had you say Europe is poor. The Mzungu was like, huh? What the hell? Who's that talk?
It is poor.
Yeah, she's at the studio, so you guys tune in and catch up with Iwaton's Mzungu friend.
Well, it is
Yeah,
poor.
seconds.
It's been poor. See, that's what I told you.
Straight.
That's what exactly the propaganda. See how the propaganda works. Europe has always been poor. Always been in poverty. See, they would say, "Oh, we've been rich." Yeah, you always been poor. Always. You stolen Africa and got wealthy of Africans back. So African takes everything back. Europe is going back into poverty. That's why Europe is collapsing now. Because Europe has always been poor. What does Europe ever have? Nothing. Show me the resource Europe has. Oh, nothing. No, they've had theft. They've stolen. They've stolen other people's wealth and claimed it as their own. That's what they've done. Europe is poor. And I'm not the only one. This is known. It's not like no dirty secret. Europe is poor. It's always been poor. It's not me like making it up. Get the little white Arab guy Joby always shows. He tells you Europe has always been. It's not like me saying this. It's always been known. That's why you think France is now falling apart. Because just 3 African nations, not the majority of them still, they still got Guinea-Bissau, they still got Gabon, they still got Cameroon, they're trying to get parts of Nigeria again, still got Cote d'Ivoire, they still got Senegal. So if all these nations get free, France already going in the dirt because they never had anything. The colonizers, they never had any wealth. They had brutality and better weapons at the time. But when they had regular weapons, they never won any war against any African countries. They lost every time until they got better weapons brought to them by education from black people, from the Moors. These are another facts that they're never taught. Oh, we just had a renaissance. Renaissance from where? We became stupid and then we were smart. That's what they write in their goofy history books. You guys know the history books. They were stupid and they had something called the Renaissance. We just became smart, the enlightened period. As that white guy tells you, we know it came from the black Moors. There's no Renaissance. They write that out of history. And like you said, they don't get credit for it. They just became smart. But like you said, they never civilized. They're still just as barbarous. They took the information that the Moors gave them, but they never civilized. But go ahead, Joby.
And the other strength is that if you have a mission, a goal for your country, you must not be afraid. If you are afraid, you hesitate. If you hesitate, you compromise. Once compromise sets in, you're done for.
This move is more than just a policy change. It is an ideological fortress built to prevent enemies from triggering a coup by simply buying off a new foreign trained generals.
A moment ago, you listed a number of factors that make you feel reassured. I insist because history matters too. It's history that guides us. These imperialist forces, they are real. In 1961, they got rid of Patrice Lumumba in the DRC.
Exactly.
In 1972, they got rid of Kwame Nkrumah in another way. And then in 1987, they got rid of Thomas Sankara, again with internal enemies and sometimes with the complicity of certain neighbors. You know what they always say, Mr. President, the very first and most crucial duty of a true revolutionary is to stay alive, to continue the vital fight. Mr. President, can you please reassure all these dedicated people, all these brave men and women gathered here and indeed elsewhere who are beginning to truly hope that you will absolutely stay alive and well?
They are always manipulating things from the inside. We are very well aware of that.
We're never taught 800 years of Moore's rules in Europe. Never. That's why I was telling Joby. That's why I know it surprised Joby. I always love when I surprise you. I don't surprise Joby when I told him to bring up the Italian thing about the Italians not even considered white. I know Joby didn't know that. But I said, Joby, pull up what was that? I told you pull up that for white people. Were Italians even considered white? And said no. They were not. Exactly. Because that was Moorish rule. And the Moors went through there, unfortunately having sex with all these white women and polluting their population, that the Italians were never considered white to other white people because of that history. That's why that history never taught. But you never know, why don't these other white people don't consider these other white people white? Because they always negate the Moorish rule, the African rule of Southern Europe for almost 1,000 years. They always leave that out, that the Moors, the blacks, came in and brought universities and education where there were no educations in Europe, where Europe was completely illiterate, backward, disease infected. These are facts. They don't want to mention none of these facts in history. Then when you say, oh, you're being racist, how can facts be racist? Either it's true or it's not. Did the Moors bring universities? Yes. Were you disease ridden? Yes. Okay. I'll get another white man to tell you the truth. You don't think I'm lying. I'm not making that up. These are facts of history. The African taught you how to read and write. You didn't bring no civilization to them. But you came back and changed history when you invaded, made up all these lies. You're bringing your fake white God and all this crazy shit. You're bringing language to Africans. They didn't know how to read and write. What's going on, General Mosquito? They didn't know how to read and write. And it was Africans. The alphabet comes from Africa. Safe to tell you that. But they changed all the lies you got to go through. So, it's just a bundle, because you got a people that historically have had an inferiority complex and wanted to project it on everyone else, sadly. Right? So they've taken all their lies and they made up a fake history. Oh, in Europe it was great. No, Europe was illiterate, lice and syphilis infected. These are facts. These are facts. Go get yourself a pretend. You want to go before you get the internet? Go get yourself a goddamn encyclopedia. Look it up. You think I'm lying? All your universities came from Africa. These are facts. They're called facts. White people don't like facts. Oh, get that fact away from me. You know, good bastard. Get that fact out of here. You factual bastard. Go ahead, Chuck.
That. And it is also our duty to take part in our own security. Today is not the day to say that I am escaping from the state. And there you have it. I entrusted security just last year. Everyone is involved. I myself am involved. That's why I said it's not just a matter for those who are by my side. It's a matter for the whole people. And security is not just a matter for people in uniform or whatever else you might imagine. It's a whole system. It's also about behaviors, ways of living. We need to avoid many things that perhaps our predecessors did in the past. We have read a lot about all those whom imperialism has destroyed, and we have learned many lessons. That's why we say we won't let things...
Talk about imperialism, talk about the white people. You're being nice. Imperialism, white people. They're the ones who create this imperial system to steal. Imperialism was created, what? To rob and steal. It never turned on any lights and helped anybody. It was to rob and steal and put them on top and put everybody on the bottom. So that's why they're trying to kill. See, if it was about anything good, why would they be trying to kill a man? Why do they keep trying to kill him? And all he's trying to do is just give his people proper water, proper sanitation, proper education, proper housing. Why is that bad? Why are they trying to murder this man for giving Africans proper living standards? How can that be bad? All I want, let's say I want to bring Joby, get Joby a nice house, a nice car, a good life, and I'm got to be murdered for that. That's enough to get me killed. Yes, especially if it's on a macro stage, because you helping Joby takes money out their mouths because they've been stealing from you. So yeah, because why would you kill him? Who's he invaded? Nobody. Who's he been trying to kill? Nobody. He's been trying to stop people from killing people. So why try to kill? Because he stops like I said, the fake nonsense. As I like when you put the little white guy out there, they're fake about them being. That's why he said somebody in the studio. Their fake thing about them being rich. It's fake. As I'm gonna find that video. He said, your thing is fake. When you stole them, everybody will say you're rich from stolen goods. Exactly. They've been saying they're rich from other people's shit. You're not wealthy. You've never been wealthy. In history, you've always been poor. That's what it's called, the Iceman mindset. See, that's why they try to say why they act this way. They try to give it a mindset because they had a lack. Remember, you guys can look this up. You know, we can look at the Iceman mindset. Put this up real quick, Joey. See if they got to say. Go to Google and say, what is the Iceman mindset? Because this is the mindset. They always try to make a apology for the shit they do. Say they grew up in harsh conditions. They didn't have none. So that made them rob and steal and want to take everybody else's shit. Because it's the Iceman mindset. You pull it up?
Saying it refers to the principles of the Wim Hof method, which involves using controlled breathing, cold exposure, and
Nah, that ain't it. Nah, that's some other thing. Let's say they have one. They don't know. I don't even know what that was. What's the way to say it? They're trying to hide everything. What's the ice? I know what they call the Iceman mindset or the caveman. Just say the caveman mindset. Say the caveman mindset, Joby. What is considered the caveman mindset?
A syndrome. Caveman syndrome is a way of recognizing that your brain and body simply aren't optimized for today's world. Part of the change is facing 16 hours work days.
That ain't it. That's okay. I'm trying to get to the psychology. They had a certain psychology that they called them, Joby. Why they came out in the world, start robbing and stealing from other people. They said it was a mindset they developed while they were in the ice and caves. So they said it's their mindset why they act the way they act, why they rob and steal and kill and take people's shit. So I'm trying to figure out what it is. Go ahead, Joe.
Things repeat themselves. We will anticipate, even if people interpret it however they want. We will anticipate.
And for good measure, Traore didn't hesitate to take a brazen jab at the United States, issuing a crisp warning to figures like General Michael Langley to keep off African security matters. But the message is blunt. Africa's security belongs to Africans. By walling off his military from external influence, Traore has effectively erected a no trespassing barrier to Western involvement.
But because we have understood the message, the hope that exists, we will do everything to always anticipate the actions of imperialism.
Mr. President, from the perspective of the journalist that I am, I feel that there is an encirclement of the U.S. countries. And when I look a bit at Côte d'Ivoire, there is a military camp in Odiene near Mali and Burkina. Senegal is setting up units at the border with Mali, not to mention Benin, which also borders Burkina and Niger. Is it, Mr. President, do you share this point of view? Do you see things this way?
I think that when you decide to make a revolution, you have to be prepared for this kind of adversity. It's logical that they surround us. It's logical that they try to bring us down. It's logical. As I said, it's a battle. They are fighting for their own interests, and it's up to us, if we've decided to make a revolution, to start everything.
Joby says correct about being strategic. He knew that these countries are puppet states. Anybody in Africa, you smart like a Joby and him. You know you got puppet. Everybody's around you is a puppet. You know that. So if you plan a revolution and try to do right for Africans, these other puppet states controlled by Europe are going to try to invade you. They're going to try to overthrow you. So you all, like you said, you should already be knowing that this is going to be what they're going to do. Strategically, you should know this is coming. But like other leaders didn't do, like he did, you start making a real army. You start getting real. See, none of this bullshit about everybody's my friend and love everybody shit. You got to throw that out the window. You got to get real. If you're going to survive, you're going to get real, because they're coming to break your back, because their wealth is yours. They've been stealing from you. That's why you're poor. Okay? Your wealth is their wealth. Your wealth is, they came and said, your wealth is ours. You Africans are being impoverished. We know the game. So we say, hey, okay, I'm at to build a real military. Can't have no other outside influences. I don't care. Everybody's my friend, and not everybody bad shit. Sorry. Everybody bad that I don't know. Okay? Everybody's bad. Okay? Now I don't want to hear that come to me talking about not everybody's bad. Not all of them. Yeah, all of them. So fuck that. only bikini, only black people. And I want them, and even though they're black, because even these bootlicking Negroes would be part of my ranks, I'm going to set up a test so I can weed them out. Because everybody wants some fake money that the white man made up, some fake paper that's worthless. Hey, Joby, I'm going to give you $20 million. You're going to get that big mansion, live good. I just need you to do this. Got that $20 million, Joby. No more Instagram thirst trapping for you. There you go. Go ahead, Joby.
Thing anew so that this encirclement is defeated. You see, in Africa, we're used to not having a strong army to begin with. There is no state if there is no strong army. But, well, that was the system. As I said, once they were in power, they came to flatter us. No, you shouldn't arm yourselves. Even recently, I think there was an interview where an American general said it again, that our countries don't need to be militarized.
Exactly.
That's their way of thinking.
Exactly. I always want them to be children. I always want them to, so they can constantly steal. Exactly. Their body language is different because he's a man of humanity. He's humble. This is normal African disposition. But even though he's humble, he's no idiot. He's no fool. See, a lot of Africans are humble, but they're foolish. They're childlike. He's not childlike in the head. And so, so he's not trying to be dominant. He's not like Joby said, like when African leader and Trump openly humiliates them. He's going to be proud. Oh, you speak good English. Where you learn that English from, you dirty nigga? Openly. His is more of a loving, this is one of the most real interviews I've ever seen in my life. You've never seen a leader talk to journalists the way he's talked to them, openly and frank, with honesty. This is mind blowing to me. This is like, you've never seen this, because this is how governments are supposed to work. But the wicked people set up the governments that none of them work like this. But his is not a democracy. You never get nobody talk like this in none of these fake democracies that they got up all over the world. These fake democracies. You'll never get this kind of access to no president to tell and ask real questions like this and them answer them honestly. You've never seen this in your life. Not in my lifetime have I ever seen this right here. Ever. Go ahead, Joby.
We are like children. They are the ones who have to come and sit down to provide security for us. And many countries are in this situation.
And
they don't build armies. And when a crisis comes, it's chaos. We, on the other hand, are building a strong army. That's why I said it. We fight as Burkinabe and we train as Burkinabe. This is very important.
They got to stop that.
What was it like before?
If he builds a strong army, anybody invades, these goofy Negroes that are puppets invade, he can go back and take the country over. And their people will be behind him, not the bootlegs. See, that's another thing he's going to be scared about. Because once he builds this strong army, anybody makes a move like a goofy Nigeria, Ghana, you invade their ass and you take it over. Unapologetically. You take it over. And the sad fact, their people, you seen how the people screamed in Ghana when he came to visit. They wasn't screaming for no Muhammad. They were screaming for him. So if he goes in, if they have invaded, it's over. He just go take over the country. And I think that's how it's going to happen. I think Africa will be one country. I think that's going to happen because He's like he's not listening because what? Because remember, he's not owned to the IMF or the World Bank, so he can't say, "Hey, you better stop making this army. You're not gonna get any none of our fake loans, none of our fake money that we don't never give to build nothing." So now I don't need none of your money. You keep that shit. What I'm gonna do is build a strong military, so when you come to me like you came for Gaddafi, we're gonna be ready to get some of that ass. See, because Africa has got the majority of people. See, that's the dirty little secret. You build African men into commandos like you're doing, and you do it, and you make them ruthless. But what he's doing, like he said, you make them ruthless, ready to kill on sight, because you're the majority of the planet. So I dare you. I'm your Huckleberry. Invade me, motherfucker. Invade. You ain't got no white people no more. Come on, do what you do.
But as I get closer to winding up,
Yeah, we always wind up already. I thought we just started. Okay.
nah, the time is super gone, and the guests were here on time. I was a little bit late, but the guests were here on time.
His
So
guest, she got more than one guest? How many guests she got?
2.
Okay, let me get on out of here. So
Every time foreign forces, everyone would come to train your soldiers. They treated you as if you were inferior. Today, many foreign forces are seeking to come and train with us. You wouldn't believe it. The greatest powers are looking to come and train with our soldiers.
exactly.
But it's not just about training. They want to learn. How do we do it? What is our process? Who trains us? But today, no one knows how the BRs are formed, how we train them, how we equip them. Why is that? We think that others have to come and train us. They haven't created anything. They just thought about it. We have brains too.
Exactly.
So we need a powerful army to face adversity. They will keep surrounding us because there will always be countries like that in Africa, heads of state like that who will allow it because they have mixed loyalties. They always betray. They will always agree to let the imperialists come to their countries to attack their own brothers. If you accept the revolution, you have to go with this concept. This will exist, so we are nothing anymore. We deal with it, but it's up to us to prepare ourselves so that the encirclement amounts to nothing, so that they can never achieve their goal. That's all.
Number 2, Sahel intelligence sharing. If his internal security is airtight, his external defense is an iron curtain of regional intelligence sharing.
Let me say something, Joe, real quick before you leave. Let me understand. Let me make sure you guys understand this. What they're doing, this is part of the old Mali Empire, the richest place that ever existed, period, ever. This is known, right? So this is the old Mali Songhai Empire. Senegal, Mauritania, Mali, Guinea Faso. They came and break up and made all these fake ass countries. Mauritania, Chad. This is the old Mali Empire, which is the richest empire that ever existed, ever. And this is a fact. So how are these people now fucking poor? How are they sitting in poverty? How'd that happen? Oh, and now Europe is wealthy with all this gold, but there's no gold mines in Europe. How'd that happen? Oh, it said it was a magic trick. How's France and England got all this gold? There's no fucking gold mines in England or France or Germany.
Still in resources. But yeah, as we wind up, shout to John Mosquito, Jiba Jabba, and to everyone who's right there. Kindly hit that like button to everyone who's with us on the chat. Come back.
Let me say tonight, even though Joby, if you guys watch Joby didn't want to play nobody's request last night doing a thing, having back just in her own world. Anyway, tonight, guys, we're gonna go into what I finished on Wednesday. Okay, we're gonna talk about what's really going on. Okay, we're not gonna let Joby do no sidebars, talk about fat women for an hour.
I won't. So long as you're joining on time, I wouldn't do none of that. So long as
Joby don't be letting nobody know when she live most of the time.
I do text you immediately before I start the live. I'm going live.
Sometimes you don't. I try looking back and forth. I don't see nothing but that X testing. We're not even on X no more. But I always see the X thing. I say, okay, Joby's not done. But then I get busy doing something. And I come back and say, damn, Joby's live. I check my phone. I'm going live now.
Anyway, have yourselves a beautiful day. See, Jibajabo says at Bodita his commander's bank account too. That would be nice. Also says
That's what he did. He already said that. Yeah, yeah, he does that. You monitor the bank accounts, and exactly, you monitor the bank accounts. Like I'm monitoring y'all, like I'm monitoring you Negroes' bank account. Where's my donation? I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Where's my donations at? I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Where's my donations at, guys? Come on. I get them every day. I will be on tonight. I know Joe, we're going to laugh. I'll be on tonight. I'll be on.
We're waiting.
I'm going to be home Saturday and Sunday. I gave you guys what two months in a row. Come on. I took a couple weeks off. That's why my boys give me some respect, guys. So I will be on tonight and Saturday night because I think I got to go out to West Texas Sunday. So I'll be on both those days. As Joby tries to roll her eyes and talk her shit, I will be there.
I said nothing, but anyway, family.
Your face said it all, Joby. Your face.
Have yourselves a beautiful day. John Mosquito also says all Europe makes are weapons from African resources. He also says we never.
You got $2.50, but give us your $2.50, General Mosquito, with your British ass.
And that's how I wind.
When we say Joby?
That's how I wind up. Krit won't let me read the comments.
Go ahead, read the comments. You didn't want to read the comments anyway. You're trying to be slick.
I'm super done, but much love, family. We'll catch up later on the Rhythm Scoop Show and the Today Show. Shout out to
I used to give you my last American 5,000. You called it. I never called nobody's money cheap, George. But see, your Jamaican Canadian ass, you cheap, Negro. Where is the money? Where is $5? What am I doing with $5? How am I gonna keep Joby's makeup on with $5, nigga? Come on.
It's expensive, trust me.
It's expensive, George. But see, we're all Jamaicans, but you're not giving me none of that Jamaican dandada. we all Jamaicans, but I get none of your love with your money. I know, George. You know, I'm gonna have you out there butt naked in Jamaica trying to get tourist dollars then or something.
Much love, family. See you guys later and catch up.
Grass cutting money. You got a business, Jibba Jabba. You got legals working for you, Jibba Jabba. You own a business, so your grass cutting on steroids. Any money counts. You think this runs off toothpaste and peanut butter? Look, and right now, today is Joby's payday. I got to pay Joby your money. Now, what if I say, Joby, I ain't got your money? It's payday.
I need my money. You guys don't play with my money. You said that $2.50.
It's payday. I gotta pay Joby today. I gotta pay airtime tomorrow. You want airtime to be kicked out of her house, walking around looking crazy in Kenya? That what y'all want for real? That's the kind of life you want. That's the kind of life you want. You want airtime to be out there selling peas or something?
Or living in a truck with a broken fridge, please.
Yeah, living in a truck with a broken fridge. Come on now.
No.
I'm sending you back to Jamaica, George. No good.